Hi, in this video, we are going to see automated multi-class classification on mixed data type. So when we talk about text classification, typically we have a bunch of text and a target label. Based on the incoming text, we create a model to learn on the target label and finally predict on the target label. We typically perform all our the NLP steps like tokenization, stop word remover, stemming, and then maybe TF-IDF model or even like a complex model to classify on the target values. But if you take a real world data, sometime along with the text data, you will also have some continuous variable or categorical variable or other variable, right? To give a typical example, take in the case of call center and you are the customer voice to text conversion done. And basically based on that, you're trying to identify, you also have the labels along with it. You're trying to identify whether it's a positive sentiment or negative sentiment. But along with the text data, you might also have information on how much time the customer was on the line with the call center agent, how many times was the customer transferred from one agent to another. So even these play into factor to determine whether the customer had a positive interaction with the agent or a negative interaction with the agent. So sometimes we may have to substitute text data along with typical continuous value or categorical values. And that's what we are going to see now, how we can take the text data. We can also take the other attributes of that particular data that we are talking about. It can data domain we are talking about, that can be your categorical value or continuous value, and we are going to do a multi-class classification on that data. So basically you need to have an NLP workflow as well as you need to have a regular workflow, and then you need to like combine the insights to produce an model. That's what we are going to completely do it using automated machine learning, right? So let's get started. I will show you like the data and what I'm talking about. So let's get started. For this, I'm going to use like AutoVimal, which is a package for automated machine learning. You might have seen my previous videos on AutoVimal. If you're not seen, you can click the video description below, or you can also click the link on the top to check my previous video on Auto NLP, where which is an byproduct of AutoVimal, where I have done like binary classification. Right. So I'm going to use AutoVimal, and then I'm going to use TensorFlow data sets where what I'm doing is I am using the Amazon personal care appliance review dataset, which is part of TensorFlow dataset. Otherwise, I'm not going to use TensorFlow over here. So it's just to pull the dataset from that. I'm also using the typical libraries like NumPy and Pandas. And the third step I'm doing over here is I am basically loading the Amazon US review dataset from the TensorFlow datasets. So I'm calling this tfds.load, and then I am loading the Amazon personal care appliance reviews dataset, and then I'm assigning it to the dataset variable and also the info variable to tell the metadata about the dataset, like what this dataset contains, what are the different variables, what is the data type, right? That's the info. So I have run all these three steps because it is going to take some time to download the data and everything. I'm going to start running from this cell. This already pre-run it, and I have downloaded the data and I have kept it, right? And what I'm doing once I have run this, I am taking the data set. From that I'm taking the train frame. So this data set has only a training frame. All the data is in the training frame, and then I'm assigning it to a train data set variable, right? So now let me go and print the info. And once I print the info, you can see over here like it lists all the columns. These are different columns like marketplace, customer ID, review ID, what product the review is about, what is the product parent category, what is the product title, and then you have star rating, which is, if you see Amazon reviews, it's a rating between 1 to 5. So this is a star rating where 1 can mean like it's completely negative review, and 5 can mean it's an absolute positive review, right? Helpful votes is basically when somebody is giving a review, people can come and click whether the review was helpful or not, right? The total votes that were given. And then you have the review headline, where when you type a review, you give a headline for the review, and then you give a detailed review. The detailed review is review body. The headline review is the review headline. And then you also have a verified purchase, whether that particular customer was an verified purchase. So basically, if he has brought in Amazon and then reviewing it. So these are different variables that are available. And if you see the other things, it will show the data type and how many examples are there. There are close to around 85,000 examples in this. So this is the info about the data set. Now what I'm doing is, once I have downloaded the data set, that is a trained data set, I am converting it to a NumPy array. the train data set is going to be in the TensorFlow data set format. So in order for me to use it with the regular pandas and everything, I need to convert that into a NumPy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using the TFDS as NumPy, and then I am converting it and getting a data set output variable. Now, if you see the data set output, you can just see some initial set of rows. Because it's a NumPy array, it's a NumPy ND array, so it's just printing the different values. If you see, it's data is the kind of, if you see, take a JSON string, data is the key. Within data, you have again multiple categories. You have customer ID, and it's NumPy ND array format rather. You have a customer ID, and you have all the IDs for initial few records. You have marketplace, you have product. You can see the review body over here, which talk about reviews like these glasses are an excellent value, the fit is good. And then you have review headline, which just gives the headline on that one. The glasses are an excellent value. It does not contain as detail as the review body. Then you have the total votes column, like how many vote was given to that review, and you have verified purchase, which is signifying whether the user who reviewed it has really purchased or not in Amazon. So that's the verified purchase. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking few selected columns, a combination of continuous value, a combination of categorical value, and an NLP text column. Right, so that's what I'm doing over here. So I'm taking that verified purchase, I'm taking helpful votes, review headline, review body, and rating from this particular NumPy array. So I'm using the data which is you saw on the top. It was the main category, and within that you have this columns. I'm taking that, and next what I'm doing is I'm converting this entire variables into an pandas data frame. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this pandas data frame. I am doing an np.hstack to stack together all the variables, and then I'm giving verified purchase, review headline, review body, and on the right end I'm giving the column names as verified, votes, headline, review, and rating. Once I have it, I'm going to define data types for this column, and I'm creating a dictionary object over here where I'm giving verified is an int column, modes is an int column, headline is a string column, and different. I'm just giving a different data type to it for each of it. I'm just running this object, dictionary object, and I am passing to the reviews data frame. So basically, this pandas data frame I have renamed as reviews data frame. I'm telling this use apply this data type to this reviews data frame, and I'm assigning it back to the again to the reviews data frame. And now if I print it, you can see the output. This how the output looks like. I have the verified column, whether he has done verified purchase, the votes that was given to the review, the headline of the review, the body of the review, that is the reviews itself, and then the rating between 1 to 5. Now, as I said, I'm going to create a multi-class classification. So rather than just converting it to a positive or negative review, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and convert into a positive, neutral, and negative review. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm creating a function. In the function, if this rating is less than or equal to 2, I'm giving like out equal to 0, which is a negative review. If the rating is equal to 3, then I'm considering it's a neutral review, that is 1. I'm giving 1. Otherwise, I'm giving 2. So if it's a positive review, it will be 2. If it's a neutral, it will be 1. If it's a negative review, it will be 0. And then I am just returning the variable. And then I'm creating a target variable over here. Here, what I'm doing is I'm telling the reviews df of target. And then I'm using the rating column. And then I'm just applying a lambda function to it and calling this function. So basically, once I run this, it's going to create one more column called target, and then have the value in 0, 1, and 2. So if you see over the rating, wherever it's 4 and 5, it has converted into 2. Wherever it is 3, it has converted to 1. And then wherever it is 2, it has converted to 0. Right? So that's the output. If you see the shape of the data frame, you will have close to around 85,000 rows. I'm just printing shape of 0, so it will tell me the number of rows. And then the target value count that we created now. So if you see this kind of an imbalanced data set, most of the reviews are positive, that is 2, that is 4 and 5. There are like kind of negative reviews around 16,000, and there is neutral reviews around 7,050. Now, if you see based on this data, definitely the neutral reviews are not going to be predicted properly. The reason is typically when people write 3, they are okay with the review, and lot of words will overlap. But let's see how the model performs. And one more thing, AutoML is just to get an intuition of how it's how the modeling technique is performing. It is not going to give you a perfect model that you can turn and deploy. Maybe you want to take the initial understanding output of this particular model, and then you want to like further fine tune it and apply it. Right? That's what we typically use AutoML for. So this is the target category is. You can see the info variable also. This is the data type that we have applied and everything looks fine. And I'm going to drop the rating column because I don't require the rating column anymore. I have already created the target, right? If I keep the rating column and pass it to the model, maybe it is just learning and mapping function between the different target and rating, right? So I'm just going to drop this particular value, and then I'm going to do a 75-25 split. So I'm calling the scikit-learn model selection train test split, and I'm telling like, okay, split the review TF 25% test and 75% train. And after that, I am importing the AutoVimal package. If you see in the previous video, I have used AutoNLP. The AutoNLP is good for when you have only text data and when you have only one text variable. AutoVimal basically can handle multi-data type. So it tries to analyze the data, find out, okay, wherever there's a text column, it needs to do NLP steps. Wherever there's a continuous column, maybe it can just run it as it is. So it's going to do it, and there's lot of explainability that the model provides. You can interpret a lot of information out of the model. Let's see as the model runs. So I have imported the auto NLP package. I have defined my target variable as target, and then what I'm going doing is I'm calling the AutoVimal function. I am passing the training data frame and test data frame target variable, and then I am telling like, okay, in the boosting flag use cat boost algorithm. I'm doing a hyperparameter random search over here, and then I've set the stacking flag to false. If you enable it, it will stack multiple models and maybe you get more accurate model. But I've kept it to false to see like how a single model performs, and it finally outputs the model variable itself. M is the model variable, so you have the model object itself. You have the features that are created by AutoVimal. AutoVimal will create multiple features based on your data. You can see like what features are created. Yeah, then you have the training frame and finally the test frame. The test frame will give you all the features that are there plus the different model how it performed. So let me start running this is going to take some time to run. What I'm going to do is after I start running this, I'm going to pause for some time and then I'm going to come back. But you can see the output. Basically it has started printing over here. You can basically quickly see, okay, it has identified what are all the different columns over here, and then it is basically doing a future selection, the data preparation, and then it is started processing it. It's going to take some time. I will just pause the video now, and once it is complete and come back and explain the output, and then from there go further. So now the training is complete. Let's go and examine the output of AutoVimal and see like how the model has performed. Right. So if you see over here, it prints a lot of information depending on the verbose level you set. And I have set verbose level 2, so it's printing all the information required for you to interpret this particular model and information along with it. So now here you can see in the training data frame, it shows you how the class is balanced, and you can see most of them are for class 2. Class 1 is very less, which is kind of a neutral review that we had given, right? It gives you the column information, data preparation step. It gives you the distribution of words within the review column. It gives you plenty of graph and plenty of information. What it does is it tries out multiple combination. It first tries out count vectorizer, and then for the NLP column, and then it goes to TF-IDF vectorizer for the NLP column, and it picks the best one that is working for this particular model. And you can see basically the best NLP technique is count vectorizer here. Then for each of the class, it prints like top 200 n-grams. What are the variables that are contributing to the outcome? It's doing for both class 0, 1, and 2. And if you further scroll down, basically you can see nice graphs. What are the different model it tried out: decision tree, bagging classifier, naive Bayes, logistic regression, the ROC curve for each of the variable. And if you see the ROC curve, basically for the class 0 and class 2, which has decent size data, it performed good, but for the class 1, it's only 0.79. So it's not great. And similarly, like again, as I said, this is not the final model. This is just to give you an idea how it performs. You can use a lot of the features that are created and techniques that are created, and then you can do your own. You can do your own feature engineering and feed it further. And if you come down, it's showing you the feature importance. So basically, it has found out some variable that it's feeling it might help. The headline column is one of that, which comes with the data. There's a review column where it has generated a sentiment and polarity. It does a lot of dimensionality reduction because we get a lot of data in the text classifier and everything. So it uses like truncated SVD, and this is printing like, okay, those are also something like which is important column. So it gives you plenty of information for you to take it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the feeds. If you see the output of this particular model, it returns the model, it returns the feature, it returns the training and testing. I'm going to print the feeds which will show me all the features that are used. And it has, if you see, there are like multiple trigram, there is an unigram, all the different texts that are used, those are considered as features. And you can basically next go to the test frame. And in the test frame, if you see, basically it is just printing all the features, and also finally the different model that are used, and what are the target column prediction for that based on the test data. So that is also, you can see, you can save the model. If, since it's a cat boost model, I'm just saving it as a cbm file. M is the model output. I can just save the model and take it and use it wherever it is. If you see like in the local directly, basically the model is saved as model. I have given model as the name on top, so it is saved as model. And then I can also predict my test frame with the model, so you can see like the output and everything. And then finally I can just plot confusion matrix, and even if you want, you can use the classification matrix. So you can see the confusion matrix. Again, if you see the confusion matrix, it has done very well in the class 2, almost like pretty good. If you just see like out of the 15,040 was rightly predicted, and only 532 plus 45 was wrong. Even in class 0 it has done decent. 2630 was predicted good, and there is a misclass, but class 1 is completely it's like only 284 is right. The reason is like what we have done is, maybe this is not a data for really splitting into neutral review. Maybe if you have a multi-class classification data set, you can run it and see, you may get better output. The reason is the 3 review is always like people who are neutral, right? They may like it, but they don't want to express themselves a lot, and that's where you can see a lot of misclassification. So you can take a actual multi-class data set, you can run it, and you can find a pretty good decent baseline model, or I will say like better than the baseline model over here. So that's it about in this video. So what we did is we used like automated NLP over here, and we used a combination of text data and also non-text information like categorical data and continuous data that is generated as part of a typical business process. Thank you very much.